welcome back to my channel. My construction family is working hard outside, working hard, working loud today. So I'm going to try and shout so that hopefully you will be able to only hear my voice and not the construction in the back. But today I have my July haul for you guys. If you are into minimal makeup collections, if you are triggered to buy when you watch large hauls, this probably isn't going to be the video for you. I feel like I just kind of blacked out in the month of July and I have so much that I purchased. Now I will say I did get a bonus at work in July just for like working through this time, and I spent a lot of it on makeup because why not? So I have a ton. I have some from Sephora, I have some from Ulta, Glossier, Ilia, Dominique Cosmetics, M Cosmetics. I have a lot. So if you are interested in seeing all of the things that I picked up in July with no judgment, if you're gonna leave a mean comment about like spending too much money, just like, no. But if you are interested in seeing the things that I picked up in July, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would consider subscribing before you leave today. I do post a minimum of 4 times a week, and if that's something that interests you, then don't forget to subscribe before moving on. I promise I do not always haul this much makeup, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they're not always going to be this large. In fact, video coming, but I think I am going to be going on some sort of restrictive something for the rest of the year. But other than that, you guys, let's jump into the video. Alright, guys, I know I'm wearing a red bandana and like a coral lip, but we're just gonna roll with this. And this is like the 4th video I filmed today, and I think I've worn this like bralette in all of them. Forgive me, please. Alright, you guys, I truly don't even know where to begin. So let's just start with this one thing that I picked up from M Cosmetics. I have been wanting to try these forever and ever and ever. This is their blush serum, and I picked up the shade Rose Milk. I have gotten to try some of this stuff because some of this stuff I've had since like the beginning of July. Others are much newer to my collection. This I have tried one time, so I don't have really any thoughts on this. I will do a follow-up haul for you guys, letting you know my thoughts on all of these products once I use them more. And if there's anything specifically you would like to see in like a get ready with me, I do want to do like a get ready with me trying new makeup. So let me know the products that you are most interested in seeing me try out. But I did pick this up. I think it's really pretty, definitely more of a sheer formula, and I'm excited to play around with this a little bit more. Next up, I have this palette from Odin's Eye. I was so excited about this palette. This is their Solomon palette. Looks like this, and I actually plan to do a dedicated review on this palette on my channel. I believe I have used every single shade at least 2 times now, and I have been enjoying this palette quite a bit. I will say, I think there are times that I've tried to do a little bit too much creatively with this palette, and I don't love how every single look that has turned out. But this pastel purple, you guys, so beautiful. I absolutely love it. And then this mustard shade is, oh my gosh, like a bronzed fresh face and just like this single mustard shade in the crease. So beautiful. I have been super impressed with this palette. I will say that the shadows are a little bit more powdery. They kind of remind me of the ABH formula a little bit, just that there's a lot of kick up. So if that's something that bothers you, definitely something to bear in mind. If you're interested in learning a little bit more about this palette, keep an eye out for that dedicated review. But I have been having a ton of fun with this palette. Okay, you guys, I purchased quite a few single shadows in the month of July, and they're kind of just scattered kind of throughout. So I made an order from Klarity Cosmetics, Give Me Glow Cosmetics, Adept, and Shroud Cosmetics, I believe, and the majority of the shadows are in here. So these square ones are from Adept, but then everything else is just kind of like mixed together. And then my Shroud Cosmetics shadows are right here. I was going to order the Creepy Cute palette, but I didn't need the white. I think it was a white and a black shade, and I decided just to order some of the singles out of that palette that were like the most intriguing to me. So those are the single shadows from Shroud Cosmetics. I've been having a ton of fun with singles. You guys should let me know, where should I order my next round of singles from? I really am interested in some Nabla Cosmetics singles, but if you have other recommendations, I know I get a ton of recommendations for Cleona as well as Sydney Grace. Those are definitely ones that I want to check out, but if you guys have any other recommendations for single shadows, do let me know in the comments below. I also picked up the Naked Ultraviolet. I can't remember if I got this at the very end of June or the very beginning of July, but I know I did not haul this in my June haul, so I'm sure you guys have seen this palette. I know that there have been very polarizing reviews on this palette, and I will say that this is not my favorite palette. I definitely have more fun with the purple portion of the palette than I do with the neutrals, and I think you have to go in to, like, if you decide to purchase this palette, you need to go in with a mindset that this is part of the Naked line, so it's not going to be these super vibrant, super pigmented shades, which is what I think I initially went in with the thought that these were going to be super vibrant shades. Definitely more muted and toned down. I've had some fun playing around with it. Is it my favorite palette? By any means, no. I don't feel like I would even recommend this palette, actually. I just feel like there are too many shades in here that are duds. Specifically, a lot of the shimmers in here I just didn't think were that great, with the exception of like these three purples. I just really wasn't that impressed by this palette. Kind of regret purchasing this one, if I'm being honest. Let's move on to my Glossier order. I have been waiting to place this order for quite some time, but I was waiting to finish up my other Glossier Wowder. So I picked up another Glossier Wowder. This is one of my favorite loose setting powders. I buy mine in the lightest shade G11-G12, and I just think this is such a nice lightweight formula. I like this for underneath the eyes. I like this to set all over my face. It's not heavy. It doesn't look cakey. It's just a really nice powder, and one that I always plan to have in my collection. I feel like it says something about a product if I actually repurchase it, just because I always am wanting to try out the new or wanting to try different products. So if a product makes me love it enough that I want to repurchase it, then like I feel like you know it's good, you know? Obviously. Why would you repurchase a bad product? I don't know if that made sense. Okay, and then I didn't realize that I picked up 3 highlighting products, but I picked up 3 highlighting products. I've been really interested in all 3 of these for a long time, so I picked up their Halo Scope in the shade Quartz. I've used this a couple of times, and this is really beautiful, a little bit more subtle. And I do find that if I like put foundation on and then try and put this over foundation, sometimes it can tug away at my foundation, so I have to be a little bit creative with how I apply this. Usually I'll just like rub this onto my finger and then pat it onto my cheeks, which works just fine. This is probably going to add just about nothing right now, just because I added such a little amount to my fingers. But I do think that this is really beautiful, especially if you like more of a subtle highlight, or if you're not using a foundation and want just a glow to the cheeks. I think that that is beautiful. I also picked up the Future Dew. I've heard so many rave reviews about this. I have not tried this one yet. I feel like this is one that I was like so excited to buy, and now that I have it, I'm like nervous to use it. I hate when I do that. It's stupid. I also picked up the Glossier, so from their Glossier Play line, I picked up their Night Shine Highlighter Concentrate. I forget what shade, and I don't see it written on the bottom, but this is what it looks like. This I love. This definitely gives you a more intense blinding highlight, so if you're looking for something more subtle, I would recommend the stick. If you want something more intense, I would recommend this. This you basically just like brush on to your cheeks, and then you can just blend it out, and it gives such a glossy, just very highlighted effect to the cheeks. Really have been enjoying that. I did pick another cloud paint up. I picked the shade Beam up, which is a really beautiful coral shade. I personally love coral blushes, so I picked that one up. There's still more shades that I want to pick up. I had 4 in my cart, and I was like, no, girlfriend, you really need to reel it in. And then I also picked up their Boy Brow. I've really been enjoying a more natural brow, so just like a tinted brow gel in my brows on most days that I am going to work, rather than doing like a brow powder. So really excited to give this a try. I've used it like one time. I have no opinion on this yet, so those are the items that I picked up from Glossier. Ilia was having friends and family, and I have been wanting to purchase more from Ilia so that I can do a dedicated brand review at some point. And I picked up quite a few products. So I picked up this silicone bag first and foremost, which I did not need, but I freaking love this. And then I decided to pick up, so I already owned some products from Ilia. I can't remember if I hauled this again in my June or if I got this at the very beginning of July. I purchased this separate from the actual friends and family sale, but I did pick up the Ilia Radiant Translucent Powder. This isn't a favorite, but this does have SPF 20 in it. I have to be really careful with the way that I'm applying this powder. I don't know. I still am like up in the air on how I feel about this. I don't know. What am I trying to say? So normally I will use a sponge to apply my powder, and that never seems to be a problem with me. But when I use a sponge with this, like where I initially lay down the product, I really struggle to blend the powder out from there. So I found the best way to use this powder is to actually go in with a buffing brush and buff it into the skin, and it looks nice there. I wouldn't say that it has a radiance, and this is a radiant translucent powder. I don't notice a radiance from it, so this is not turning out to be a favorite. Not something I would repurchase, but not like bad. I'm just different, not what I was expecting. I got a little mini of their liquid highlighter. This is their serum highlighter. This is super liquidy. I was expecting it to be a little bit thicker. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. Okay, well now it came out really thick. I swear I remember this. Well, yeah, so like if you blend it, it's just more liquidy than I had anticipated, but super, super blinding and beautiful. And this is in the shade Nova, which is a really beautiful like gold champagne shade. And I've only used that a couple times, but I do like it. It's just the formula is a little bit different than I was originally anticipating. I also picked up one of their tinted lip conditioners. I was going back and forth between this and one of their lipsticks, and I was going to get both, and then I was like, no girl, gotta reel it in. So I went with their tinted lip conditioner just because I figured this would be a product I would reach for more often. And I picked up the shade Nobody's Baby, which is basically just like a pink Your Lips But Better sort of shade for me. This offers just the slightest tint to the lips. Can't remember how much this costs, somewhere between $26 and $28. I don't know that I would buy another one of these for that, just because it's obviously not the most long lasting because it's a lip conditioner. It's obviously not a lipstick. So I mean, I've only used that one a couple of times too, but not super impressed off first impression. I also have a little mini Ilia Color Haze multi-use pigment. This I have been really impressed by. Again, I've only used this a couple of times, but I am interested even in more shades just off the bat with this. This one is a little bit deeper, and I think this is going to be really, really pretty for the fall time. This one's super easy to work with. Such a pretty color. And just a really nice blendable formula that you can definitely sheer out or build up to be more pigmented. So I have been impressed by this from Ilia. And then finally, I picked up their concealer, which I have not yet tested out, but I feel like I've heard pretty good things about this concealer. I've heard that it's not the most full coverage concealer, which is fine in my eyes. I'm never really one to care about a super full coverage concealer, so I am really excited to give this a try. From Dominique Cosmetics, I knew when I saw the teaser for this release that I was definitely going to pick this up, and of course I had to pick up the set, so I had to get the little makeup bag because, you know, I really need more makeup bags. But I did go ahead and pick up the JD Wadey 180 collaboration. I picked up both products. I picked up the primer and the setting mist. The primer, not my favorite. It definitely has a very cucumbery smell, and it's not my favorite. It's also very liquidy. Just not a formula I love for a primer, but the mist, it scares me that this is limited edition because I freaking love this, and I feel like I just need to pick up like 5 or 6 backups. This is so nice. It has such a nice fine mist. It reminds me a lot of the Gimme Glow watermelon mist. The mist is, again, so fine. Here, I'll show you. I talk and spray things into my mouth. And this has such a really nice clean scent to it. Nothing that lingers, but I've been super impressed by the mist. So very glad that I picked that up. And then while I was on her website, I've been really wanting to try her skin glosses. The shade that I wanted was sold out, so I decided to go with this one because I figured I could use it as a blush topper. This is in the shade Sunset Glow, and I found that I actually can use this as a highlight as well, because if I kind of sheer this out a little bit, it almost just looks like a golden glow sort of highlight. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it swatched here. It's actually more subtle than I had anticipated. You guys, I've been so into cream products lately. Off my first few uses or first few times with this product, I have been really impressed and I really want to pick up. I can't remember the name of the shade that I'm interested in, but I really want another one of these. I've been so into cream products lately. Such a change from last year. Alright, and then we will just wrap it up with the things that I have from ColourPop and Ulta and Sephora. So the one item that I got from Ulta was the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I've used this a few times and I have been really impressed by this. This actually lasts a longer amount of time than I was anticipating. I picked mine up in the shade Light 55N, which is a little bit too light for like my super self-tanned arms, but I think it's a really beautiful formula. It's not like so hydrating that it's like super glowy. It's just like the perfect natural finish on the skin. It feels nice and lightweight and it gives like a good medium coverage. So I have been really impressed off my first few uses with that. I also picked up the Supergoop Glow Glow Screen. I freaking love this. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, shameless plug, but it'll be linked down below. I just posted about this and I have been so impressed. Now you're not gonna like this if you don't like a glowy finish to the skin. I clearly do because like I'm glowing today. I have the Laura Mercier like tinted illuminating moisturizer on today. Super glowy. But if you like a glow to the skin and you're looking for a sunscreen, like even if you're not using a foundation or a tinted moisturizer but you want your skin to glow, this is going to give such a pretty glow to the skin. I've been really impressed with this. So glad I picked this up. When this initially launched, I was super interested in it and then I talked myself out of it, but I've just not been loving my Drunk Elephant sunscreen like I feel like I did last year, so I wanted to pick another one up and I am so happy with this purchase. I don't know why I picked this up, you guys. A lot of what I have from Sephora specifically, I feel like I was almost just like buying to fill like a void, not like a void, but just I have not been, I feel like I keep saying this in videos, I just haven't been feeling the best lately mentally. So I feel like I've been buying to try and make myself feel better, which is just ridiculous because I feel better for like 45 seconds and then I'm right back to like not feeling great again. But what is life? That's just the honest truth. I picked this up from Tarte. I feel like I've heard good reviews about this and I just decided to pick it up. This is their Maracuja Tinted Hydrator. Have not tried this yet. This is the last foundation I need to try a few times before I can finally get my foundation review, like ranking all the foundations that I've tried this year. I have quite a few to rank and review for you. This is the last one I need to get my thoughts on, and then that video will be coming. Even if I buy another foundation between then and now, which I wouldn't be surprised about, but if I buy another foundation, we'll save that for the end of the year. I can't remember if I purchased these at the end of June again or the beginning of July, but I know I didn't haul them in June. So I picked up two of the Fenty Beauty Slip and Shine lipsticks. I picked up the shade Makeout Break, which is a really pretty nude shade. And then I really like a coral pop on the lips for the summer. So I also picked up the shade Tang Thang, which is a really beautiful kind of sheer coral shade. This has been really beautiful, again, just like with like a bronzy look, like kind of like what I have today, and then this on the lips, like popsicle lips. Love it. I will say that formula is pretty sheer and it is not the most long lasting, so just bear that in mind. I bought 4 of the Tower 28, what do they call these? Lip jellies? Yeah, lip jellies. So I originally bought the clear and I bought clear and fire together. Freaking loved them. obviously had to have these two. The only one I didn't buy is the purple shade because I knew I wouldn't get a ton of use out of that. They offer just like the most beautiful juicy shine to the lips, and obviously I freaking love them. I've been wearing those non-stop. I have been binge watching Kyla Fish. Highly recommend her channel if you have not found her yet. But she was wearing this Bite Beauty Orange Fizz shade in a video, and I just felt like I had to immediately go buy it. So again, I just really like a bronzy look with a pop of color on the lips. I mean, can you tell? I have not tried this on the lips yet, but it looked really good on Kyla, so I'm hoping it'll look good on me. But maybe it won't. Then I was watching a Jamie Page video, and she definitely sold me on these NARS lip oils. So this is from the NARS Orgasm X line. This is not something I would have ever been interested in. And then I was watching a Jamie Page video and felt the need to immediately go buy this. So this is in the shade Orgasm X, and this is a lip oil. Very, very comfortable. I've worn this a couple times now too, and just gives the glossiest shine to the lips. I really want the other ones, but I cannot. I've purchased so many lip oils this summer. It's truly disgusting, but really beautiful shade. Not mad that I bought that. I feel like Kyla also sold me on these next two products just because I've seen her use them in videos. And then I was like, you know what, I just feel like I need these too. So first, from RMS Beauty, I have this little luminizer quad. This comes with a little mini bronzer, and then 3 luminizers. I have not tried this on my cheeks yet, but basically anything that's a cream product now, I feel like I have to have. So I had to buy that. And then from, I think it's Rowan Beauty, I've been wanting one of these for a while. And then Kyla sold me on these. So I picked this one up, and this is in 75 degrees. I think that this is beautiful in the pan. I have yet to try this on the eyes. I'm really excited to, but I feel like I'm doing that thing where I'm so excited to try it that I keep putting off trying it. So really need to just get around to trying that out. And then to wrap it up, you guys, I have 3 Patrick Ta products. So I have really been enjoying Patrick Ta as a brand. I think that he just really thinks about about every release that he puts out, and everything just makes sense and makes sense for his brand. So I picked up his brow wax, and I picked up the tinted version, obviously because I have darker brows. I've used this a couple of times. Not 100% sure about how I feel about it, but I think I like it. But I don't want to make a premature assumption, so I'm gonna keep testing that. These I freaking love. So these are the new cream and powder blush duos, and I originally picked up She's So LA, which is the nude bronzy one. I just love a neutral nude bronzy blush. You guys know this about me. And I fell in love with the formula. So if you guys have not seen, Patrick actually recommends to lay the powder down first and then put the cream product on top, which seems so backwards, but it is so beautiful when you do that because it gives the glossy glow that a cream blush would offer. So normally you'll lay down your cream blush and then you'll put the powder blush on top, and the powder kind of takes away from the beautiful glow that a cream blush offers. So it almost takes away from the purpose of using that cream blush. So putting the cream on top offers just that beautiful glow that you're supposed to get from a cream blush. So naturally I had to pick up another shade, and I've really been into just these bright corals, and I love coral cheeks. So I picked up this shade in Do We Know Her, and this is beautiful as well, you guys. I've been so impressed with these. Definitely recommend, especially if you are into creams. I feel like it's such an easy formula to work with, very beginner friendly. Maybe if you were thinking you wanted to dabble in creams but you're still more of a powder girl, this would be a really good introduction because you get the cream and the powder. I don't know, I've just been really impressed with these. I'm so happy to have these in my collection. I almost bought a third, but I had to reel it in. But whew, I need to take a breath. I'm gonna have to go drink I'm gonna just have to finish my water up before we can end this video. All right, you guys, that is gonna wrap it up for today's video. Whew. It's gonna be a long long follow-up haul. I feel like I might need to like break this one up into 2, so we'll see. I still have my June follow-up haul to film. I feel like that's gonna be a doozy too. I need to reel it in August, but I just know that Sephora is going to do their customer appreciation sale at the end of August, and I'm going to be like, oh my god, a Sephora sale. Need to buy everything. Hopefully I can hold strong. I won't be able to. Anyway, you guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. That's everything that I picked up in the month of July. Would love to hear, did you buy anything in July? Did you do a no buy? Were you just really good and like you weren't even practicing like a no buy, but you just didn't buy anything? Wish I was that strong. Anyway, you guys, thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Thanks for supporting my channel as you always do. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.